Welcome back to DVC Weekly. This is episode 167. My name is Jason Erpelding. I'm the broker of Buy and Sell DVC. I'm here with Scott Ferrioli.
I'm the owner of DVC-Rental.com and BuyandSellDVC.com.
And today is April 17th, 2024. Your 11th month booking window is May 17th, 2025. And the 7th month window is November 17th, 2024. And we're going to go right into the buy and sell side of things. And I don't know if this is good news or bad news, but I was at Vero Beach again.
That's good news for Jason.
And it was just more good news coming out
for us.
Vero Beach trip. So I will say that we only stayed there for 2 nights, checking in Sunday 3/17, checking out 3/19. And then we would go on to a resort called Marriott Oceana on Singer Island to meet my in-laws and stay there for 3 nights. But I mean, I'm not even sure where to start because, I mean, if you have a timer, you may want to cut me off. But I'm just telling you, the drive again from Orlando to the East Coast is a breeze. It's incredible. Easy drive. Get there, we check in. I would say we arrived like around 9:15. Our room wasn't ready until the afternoon, but they did give us a room. It's room number 2407. Are you familiar with this room?
Not specifically.
Okay, so this is
I know there's a couple special ones. I think I saw pictures. You had a nice room.
4th floor overlooking the pool, and of course you can see the ocean. I mean, it's still a standard view because the pool is in front of you, the ocean's to your left.
Was it a corner room or right by the corner? So that's why you see the view.
Like that area,
the pool,
it's
and
the
then
4th floor, and the roof is like this. So our room, has slanted ceilings.
Okay.
So it had 2 queen beds, and again, you don't want to, have Shaq come over because he's going to be, but. So it has, so those rooms, there's 2 rooms up at the 4th floor. They're at the top, and we had, 2407. I'm not sure what the number is next to us. And so you get 2 queen beds because, again, they can't have the pull-out with that slanted. And then the balcony is open. There's some, if you go down a floor, the balconies, I forget what they call, where it's like blocked by the thing.
Oh, yes.
But we had the open balconies on the 4th floor. The 3rd floor and the 2nd floor on that side, they have their balcony. It's like there's like a wood barrier in front of it.
Yeah. So you can't see through the slash. You don't have a decent view. It's walled off. So
Right.
you have to stand to actually see anything on the balcony.
So loved our room.
Did you ask for this type of room, or just happen to be what you got?
Well,
there's a
I
story.
don't know. So we were there, and my wife's birthday is around spring break. So they said, "What are you celebrating?" I said, "My wife's birthday." So I don't know if that plays into it because then, so I don't know if that. I'm assuming that I don't know.
They didn't give you a beach house?
They did not, but they gave my wife like a card and signed by characters,
Oh, nice.
And then we saw that the room next to us, they got a card too. So I don't know if they saved those rooms. I don't know if I'm giving out information now. So
Very interesting.
So super happy with the room. I did meet a gentleman by the name of Mark Basso. So Mark, if you're watching, leave us a comment. He's from Canada. I met him. He said, "Hey, are you Jason?" I said, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, I watch your videos all the time, and I purchased some points from you."
Oh, nice.
So that was very nice. Let's see, what else? In Indian River County. Now, the beach, of course, is not owned by Disney. That's Indian River County. The beach was closed over there because they had to add sand because the sand, with one of the hurricanes, so they were bringing in sand. That it didn't bother us. We were at the pool. So, but the beach is now since it reopened like March 28th, I think. Let's see what else.
Any big updates on the pool? 'Cause I know originally
the pool was done.
I know pool was done, but any real changes? Anything you
I did not
noticed?
notice any changes. I didn't know. I thought there was going to be this big thing and whatever. I mean, the miniature golf course.
Pool looks the same.
The miniature golf course looked the same. I mean, maybe there was new, whatever that is, felt or whatever on some holes, but it looked the same. I'm not sure you know, I mean, which is fine. I mean, I didn't, you know, but everything looked the same. And then I will say again, I had zero. Again, I've never had a bug bite in my entire life. Zero bug bites.
Every time. He's perfectly fine.
My wife did have 17,
There we go.
but she doesn't. It doesn't bother her enough that she doesn't want to come back. My son had one, and then my other son said that he felt bites, but he had no visible bites. Let's see.
For those who don't know, there's little bugs called no-see-ums that are known to kind of come out in the early mornings or late evenings, and they bite you, especially on your like ankles and shins, your lower part of your feet. Like known for that. So Jason, whatever his blood type, whatever it is, never gets bit.
Hey, yeah, and it leaves the red, like you say on the legs, it leaves the red marks on my wife's legs. Let's see, what else was I gonna say? Oh, my son. I have two sons. So the youngest son, he goes around like all the different locations for pin trading, and he found his grandfather on my wife's side. He goes by the name MM. So of course he found a pin that said MM, Mickey Mouse. So he traded for that pin. So he was super happy about that. And then if you just want to, so then we went on to Singer Island for 3 nights. First time ever on Singer Island. Still on the East Coast.
Okay. How far is it from Vero?
It's like an hour and 20 minutes.
Which?
South.
South. Okay.
So you're going further south. You go on this island. So the differences between Vero, well, first of all, I don't know if we've ever discussed it before. Vero Beach has the whatever it's ordinance, whatever, no buildings can be taller than 35 feet. Whatever year that started, like 1962, 72, 82, whatever the case is. Just look it up on Wikipedia if we're doing a report on this. But they can't have. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
So yeah, they don't have any. They can't have any buildings taller than 35 feet. So you go down to Singer Island, and now you're talking high rises. Like we were on the 9th floor. There might have been 12 floors. But it's similar to Vero Beach in the fact that you're staying at Marriott Oceana. It's a resort. There's a pool. Now there's a longer, and then there's the beach. But there's no vegetation between at Vero Beach. You know how there's the pool vegetation.
There's no like that mangroves that protects the beach and everything, and yeah.
And then the beach, there's no mangroves, which I think is why there's fewer no-see-ums there, because my wife did not get bit in Singer Island.
That's good to know.
So, but I mean, and then like the Singer Island is more known for more snorkeling. We didn't do any snorkeling, but it's big in the area. Peanut Island, are you familiar with Peanut Island?
No.
That's right by there. That's where JFK had his bunker at in the 60s. And that's a lot of people go and they snorkel around Peanut Island. They bring their boats, party around Peanut Island.
How much beach is there? Like with Vero, there's once you get down to the beach, there's only
25 yards.
Maybe exactly. Maybe like 25 yards before a beach. Like is it bigger?
75 yards.
Okay, so it is a much bigger beach and
much bigger. I mean, huge. I mean, you could play. Any
volleyball going on over there?
There wasn't volleyball, believe it or not. I don't know why I mentioned. There was two people. It was a male and a female with a regular hard baseball playing catch on the beach.
Okay.
Because I said to myself, I'm like, how often do you see someone bring their gloves with a hard ball to the beach? But there they were. So and again, they were obviously you wouldn't want to do that around a lot of people in case there's an errant throw. But there was, I think there was a volleyball net set up, but I don't think I saw people playing volleyball. Let's see. But I don't know if it was, and then I will say when I was at Vero Beach, I did go check out some boat ramps because I wanted to see how busy it was. And it wasn't that busy. And I did do more research on the area because you're
moving down there, you're checking out boat ramps, you're doing research, you're going, aren't you?
Well, so Sebastian is just north of Vero Beach. It's like Minneapolis, St. Paul. So we've done some research, and it's like why? Like how is there not more people here? On vacation? Because if you go to Anna Maria Island, everyone that owns a house on Anna Maria Island rents out their home. If you can find a resident on Anna Maria Island that's in their home 12 months out of the year, I mean, that you've won the lottery because everyone just rents out their home. Well, in Sebastian, and I'm not 100% sure on Vero Beach, there's all these neighborhoods, right? Like you live in this neighborhood, has a HOA. Their rules are that you cannot rent out your home. Most of them are you have to rent it out for at least 12 months. Some of them are 6 months, but you don't have the short-term rentals like you have all these other places, which is why. Because there's a bunch of different videos where like realtors are saying what's the difference between living in Melbourne, Sebastian, Palm Bay, Vero Beach, Port St. Lucie, and it just talks about the different areas. And one of the things is like they say Sebastian is like Key West, but without the tourists. So yeah, we like it there a lot. I mean, I'll be coming to you live from Sebastian one day.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So I don't know if I covered enough on the resort. I mean, again, we still love Vero Beach. My kids love it. My wife loves it. They want to go back. We love the area. So then we went to Singer Island, which ours was. So I'm like, oh, I wonder what it's like. Again, no traffic, Singer Island.
Huh?
Like if you take Florida, and then you take the west side versus, I mean, there's no traffic in Singer Island. And then my in-laws actually stayed 2 weeks, so we left, whatever was the Friday, 10 days before Easter. They were there up until Easter morning, and they said the traffic still didn't get bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I mean, I don't know if can I add more to this or no? So
You got to give the people what they want, and they're asking for more Vero.
I don't know why I just thought of this. So
We're gonna be going long on this episode, so hang in there, folks.
okay,
It's fine.
I better just
Do your thing, man. Do it.
better just stop. But no, I have a guy that lives in my area that helps me out with different things, like if I need like pressure wash on the back or whatever, right? So then, and I know that he has 2 daughters. One's going off to college soon. But anyway, he's always told me, he's like, oh, when my kids go off to college, we want to move to Tampa, right? So then I told him, I was like, oh, when my kids go off to college, we want to move to Sebastian, right? Dude, his eyes got big and he's like, well, that's actually where I want to move. But the wife wants to move to Tampa. And this guy has memories of Sebastian, went there all the time. His sister, I can show you on a map, his sister just bought land right on the Indian River Lagoon. She's building like a 5,000 square foot house in Sebastian. It's got a dock. And he told me, he's like, oh, my kids know that when I die and I get cremated, my ashes are supposed to be thrown at the Sebastian Inlet going out high tide.
Wow.
So it's like one of these things where I'm giving off energy about Sebastian and I'm just running into people and all they're doing is giving me more good news about Sebastian. So I don't know. I better stop and we better go on to the food review.
All right, Ty, roll the thing.
Come here, I'm gonna eat you! Get in my belly!
So for today's food review, I have to preface it by saying I just got back from Disneyland a couple weeks ago. And so over the next several weeks or possibly months, there's going to be a lot of Disneyland food choices. So today, what we're going to do is right in the downtown Disney area, there's the Your Own Nachos place. It's from the taqueria at Tortilla Joe's. So there's Tortilla Joe's is like the main sit-down restaurant, and there's a little taqueria next door. It's a quick service attached to the main restaurant. They have Build Your Own Nachos for $10. Also, you get 2 tacos for $10. A burrito is $11, or you can create a bowl for $11 as well. I ordered a burrito later on the trip as well, and I was too hungry to take a picture of it, so I won't even be doing that. And I forgot. But you have the choice of, again, it's Build Your Own, so it's the same exact option for the burrito and the nachos. But for my nachos, you have a choice of chicken, steak, pork, or seasonal vegetables. I chose the pork, which is very well flavored, nice and soft pulled pork. You also get cheese, lettuce, onion, cilantro, pico de gallo. If you want to add guacamole, it's $2.50. Nacho cheese is $2. Sour cream's $1. I added the cheese, lettuce, pico de gallo, nacho cheese, and sour cream to mine. Only negative is that the cheese was a little thin and watery, so it kind of ran off a little bit. I would have preferred it to be a little thicker. Overall, though, both the nachos and the burrito were very good and great value for Disney property. It's very, Disney is expensive down here. Everything's I think a little more expensive in California. So, but yeah, for the money, this is very good. For both the nachos and the burrito, I give it about 7.5. I mean, it doesn't blow you away, but for the money and the convenience, I would definitely get it again. And I'm not sure which one I'd get depending on the mood, because they're both, nachos and burrito are different. So, but definitely enjoyed both of them. Coming up, I've decided that in the next couple shows, there's always a big debate on the churros in Disneyland. Everybody says the churros in Disneyland are so much better than Walt Disney World. I wanted to test it, and also they have so many different types of churros that we got a bunch of different churros, so we're gonna have a big churro rundown tournament type thing in the next couple weeks. And not gonna be brackets, but we're gonna rate a bunch of them at once. They did not have a Nutella churro, but they did have a bunch of different kinds, and we tried a bunch of different kinds.
Nice.
So that will be coming up sometime shortly.
Churro bracket.
Churro. We're not gonna do a bracket where I'm gonna have like them win. I'm gonna rate the 6 churros that I had, but a little spoiler alert: they were all delicious.
Now we're on to the rental side of things.
So as I mentioned, we were at Disneyland. We stayed at the Grand Californian for our second time. Which is a 379 square foot studio, which is a little bit larger than most of the Walt Disney World studios. What was great is that we were able to get into the room earlier, which was a saving, because we had to leave Florida. We took we'd wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We had a 6 o'clock flight, and then doing the 4.5, 5 hour flight there, and then the 3 hours behind us is like, oh gosh, you're starting over. You get there, you're like, it's 9:30 in the morning, and meanwhile you're exhausted because you've been up for 10 hours already or something ridiculous. So we got to the room early, which was wonderful. What's great about the resort, it's got private entrance into the back of California Adventure Park, or it's got easy access to downtown Disney. Everything is super close and convenient with Disneyland. For those who don't know, there's, we'll just say it here's downtown Disney. Disneyland is here. California Adventure is literally right here. They're less than 100 yards apart. I mean, so everything is right within walking distance. And Grand California is right next to California Adventure. So you can literally go into the back of it, or you pop out, you walk a little bit, and you can go in wherever you want. So everything's really, really convenient at Disneyland. Beautiful resort and lobby, big open lobby. Oh, and I just remember I didn't get to take any videos from there. I'm just kind of remembering it right now. I'm like, I want to take videos of the lobby. I didn't get to take any. Our room happened to have a view of the Pixar Pal Around Sky Wheel. So there, Ferris wheel, colored Ferris wheel. The Incredicoaster, the swings, Goofy Sky School. So at night, really, really nice. You go outside, everything's lit up, and you're seeing stuff move around, and you're hearing people yelling and screaming and having fun. So really, really cool view from the room. It was definitely a little bit loud. Because sometimes they had performers going. I guess picture being at Epcot, their Epcot theater there, where they've got performers, and it gets loud. That's somewhere right outside, where Grand Californian is. So you can hear it, even with the doors shut. Sometimes you still will hear that. So it was a little bit loud. One of the great things that we had while we were there is that we were leaving Disneyland one day, and we wanted to set up. Last time we went, we liked Carnation Cafe. We didn't really book any sit-down restaurant, not too many sit-down restaurants. So we wanted to swing by Carnation Cafe. And we walked inside, and my wife was like, hey, do you have any last-minute reservations, cancellations for tomorrow? And the cast member goes, we don't do same-day reservations. He's like, we book 2 months out. And she's like, okay, yeah, I know, not same-day reservation. Do you have anything tomorrow? And he still kind of got a little nasty with her. As I said, we don't do same-day reservations. So I guess he doesn't understand what same-day reservations means. But we're just like, okay, and we left. And we went back to the lobby. And to get back to the room, we physically have to pass our concierge. So I went up to the concierge. And I just said, hey, just out of curiosity, this is what happened. Is there any way you could possibly see if they've got anything? And he looked, and he was like, oh, don't see anything for the next couple days. He's like, go back to your room. He's like, let me make a phone call or two. I'll get back to you later on. And 4 hours later, he called me back and said, yep, I got you the reservation you wanted for the next day. So concierge was wonderful there, took care of everything. Another negative for the room, besides it being a little loud, is we felt that the room needed a little bit of a refresh, and the pull-out bed that they had, it was not one of the pulled down at Murphy out of the wall. It was a pull-out couch, and it was pretty uncomfortable. My kids slept on it; they weren't happy. One night, my wife had to sleep on it, and it was an uncomfortable bed. So they really need the new pull-down beds in there. But I mean, otherwise,
Do you own a contract there? Or did you make this reservation under 7 months? That's what the public wants to know.
No, it was more than 7 months. It was one of the contracts that we bought through an instant sale. I used some of the points for this reservation, and then I'm selling the contract. So I own the contract, but it's not like it's one like the personal ones that I always will hold on to for my family. It happens to be a contract that we bought from somebody, and then we're trying to just get rid of. So I was able to at least use the points, get a nice stay out of it. But
how many months in advance? 10 months? 8 months?
I believe we booked it 9 or 10 months. It was to coordinate with our kids' spring break, but it was definitely more than 7. Yeah, I didn't think it was at the 11-month mark, so maybe like 9 or 10 months in advance.
And how many times have your kids been to California?
This was their third.
And they like it?
Trip. Yeah, they like it.
They like it better than Florida, or?
I don't think
so. Like to visit?
It's different. My son.
If some people, and then they're like, oh, I want to move here one day.
And I think, my opinion,
CLA and.
In all of our opinions, I think Florida is much better. It's a lot bigger. It's tough because it has a lot more stuff going on here. It's much smaller there, but it's to go there and visit it is really super convenient because everything's really compact. But it's a lot smaller. It's very quaint. Where around here it's amazing. It's so much bigger, and the properties are huge, and so many more restaurants. It's like so much more stuff going on. So it's nice to visit there. The weather is cooler there, so that's nice. My one son likes cooler weather, so he really enjoys that. Wake up in the morning and it's 52 degrees when you go into the park, and it gets up to like mid 70s, and it's cooling off at night again. Like one of the days, it rained one day for a little bit, and we walked outside, and typically, what's in Florida after it rains, it's still like humid, and you feel it here. It rained. We walked outside. We're like, oh, there's no humidity. It's crisp. It's like it was quite nice. We weren't expecting it. You're expecting it just rain. You're expecting it just kind of like hit you, where you're like, and you can't breathe. You walked out there. It's like, oh, dropped a couple degrees. There's zero humidity. This is nice.
Did you have to do a lot of driving?
No driving at all. We literally just took a lift from the airport to the hotel and then back again. We stayed on property. We have to go out and visit some stuff at some point. It's just getting a car there is kind of a pain, and then they charge you for parking. And I think I don't know. I think you get free parking as a DVC member though at Grand Californian. No, yes. It's like these. Parking.
I thought parking was
it's free. It is still free. It is still free. It took me a second because I've never done it before. I'm like, it's still free. But at some point, I'd like to get a car, probably just drive around, because I know there's a lot more to do besides, staying in Disney property. There's a lot of stuff out there. And we will do it at some point, but haven't done it yet.
Is there going to be more on this trip in the coming episodes, or is this pretty much cover it right here? Or?
I'll probably do a little bit more. And again, I know that we got a lot of food to try out. So it's one of those things that I was like taking pictures, and I'm like, I'll do reviews of all these things. And then I got back and I'm like, if I do like one thing an episode, I'm gonna be doing this for the next 8 months. And
that's good. Though.
No. Most people probably are not gonna want 8 months of Disneyland. Or 95% of people are going to Disney World, not Disneyland. So I think maybe they want.
So you're saying this episode was Vero Beach in California, where no one goes to? Is what you're saying?
Exactly. However, these are little teasers for everybody who just goes to Walt Disney World. Vero Beach is great. Disneyland is great. Try different things.
But go to Disneyland over Vero Beach, because I need my reservations.
Yeah.
I can't be selfish, right?
We actually booked a last-minute Vero Beach reservation. As of right now, we're keeping it. We just saw it pop up the other day. It's like it's end of July or beginning of August, right before school starts. A couple nights popped up, so we just quickly grabbed that for now. I'm not sure if we'll go or not, but we may be getting our one yearly Vero Beach trip in. How many do you have? 4 this year scheduled?
I got more. Yeah, I got end of May, and then July, August.
Very nice.
Can't get enough right now. We're just gonna ride the train. That's what we do. We find something and we just keep going until we.
That's what we do. Like we weren't planning on going, then all of a sudden, my wife found something. She's like, "Oh, look at this! An ocean view room is available for August." I'm like, "Are we doing this because we've got a big trip in June and a big trip in July planned, and I'm like, Vero Beach is a lot, easier for us. I mean, literally just you drive like an hour and a half and you're there. I'm like, are we doing this again? Like we weren't planning on doing Vero this year. Are we going to do it? So we grabbed it for the time being. So we may be joining you at Vero Beach.
Next time we're hoping to do surf lessons with what I think his name's
Tito. Tito is the surf guy.
So we're hoping to do surf lessons. Me and the oldest. We'll see how that goes.
Have you done jet skis?
No, they don't have. I tell my wife every time we go there, I'm like, I know Scott's not lying that he's done jet skis.
Well, I think
I've never seen jet skis
really.
there. Plus, when I talk to him about, they're like something about the insurance is ridiculous now or something.
I think the last time I spoke to Tito about it, he said they don't have the jet skis right at the resort anymore. You have to like go down the street or something, and then you like rent them there, and then you can drive around.
Because I even
by the little place by the deli, like if you go out and you make the right. Yeah, right down there where there was Orchid Pizza, which is I think now closed down, but there's the deli and stuff like that. I think down there.
I'd even be more surprised if the
walking distance, folks.
The Indian River Lagoon, or the Indian River is right behind the resort. Like to me, it'd be better off on the jet skis on the Indian River than you would on the ocean with the. But and then my wife and I, we think we're gonna rent some kayaks, not at the resorts. It's a little further away, but they're the Hobie pedal kayaks. My wife doesn't want to paddle.
I was gonna say, why don't you just bring your own kayaks with you? But that's why you want to bring.
So we want to try those out and do that excursion. So see how that goes. So anyway,
well, we hope you learned something from this episode, everybody. I know we went a little bit long, but we had some really cool trip reviews.
And whoever left the orange in the fourth floor laundry room, thank you very much.
Left an orange?
Yep. But there are things.
That's what you took advantage of? They took the orange? Figures.
So we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day, everyone.